All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I do beg your pardon here. I apologize. We had some technical issues that knocked us off for, I would say, probably about 30 minutes. I'm not quite sure specifically how long, but we are back now. We missed the entire set number 2. Well, not the entire, about really 75% of it. McAlester lost that 24-26, and now here in set number 3, McAlester leads it 2-0. See if I can get that updated right here. And we are back in business. All right, thanks for hanging in there, ladies and gentlemen. We are back. Lady Buffaloes on top here, 2-0. In set 3, it's all knotted up at one set apiece. McAlester gets another point. It's 3-0 on the kill. And I did just get some confirmation that we are back as well from some of our viewers. So thank you to all those tuning in here. And apologies again. Service from Ellie Bass. The return, man, out of the backside. Leads to McAlester getting a point back. It's 4-0 now in set number 1. It's been whoever has started out the set with a big lead has ended up winning. McAlester started out in set 1 up 6-2, and then in set number 2, McAlester fell behind 5-1. Service now returned by the Eagles from the out-of-bounds area over to Elena Christie. Moscato will send it, diving to get it. The Eagles have it back. Sent over and out that time by Aaron Washington for the Eagles, and it's now 5-0. Service once again now from Ellie Bass. Eagles with the return. Bass back at the net to set up for Christie. She'll rise up and she'll spike it down for the kill. McAlester up 6-0. Now, I'm not sure of the rule. I doubt it exists in high school volleyball, but I know when we would play sand volleyball, 11-0 is a skunk technically, which means you lose if you don't score before the other team scores 11. Sent over just barely at the end. Ellie Bass almost got McAlester a point there. And she does, not able to return it. And McAlester goes up 7-0 here in set number 3. And Edison's going to take a timeout to think about it, regather themselves, and just see what they can do to get a point back. McAlester up big here by a touchdown in set number 3 over Tulsa Edison. You're watching and listening to McAlester Volleyball on the McAlester Radio YouTube page.
Hey guys, it's Sam from Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula. With 2 locations to choose from, we have close to 200 vehicles on the ground and coming in. And with vehicles starting at $29.95, we have something for everyone. And if you need parts or service, we are loading up at both locations to serve you better. Plus, with our mobile service van and our pickup and delivery, we can help you with sales and service no matter where you are. So come see us at Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula and let us make it happen for you.
McAlester Clothing Consignment accepts consignments on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. All items must be gently used and in good shape. Please label all bags, boxes, or totes with the consignor's name. The limit on bags is 2 13-gallon bags per consignor per week. The consignment split is 50-50. Hey bargain shoppers, we have all types of clothing, toys, hand tools, jewelry, sports equipment, and more. McAlester Clothing Consignment, 1212 South Main in McAlester behind the Dollar General. Open Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., Sundays, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Welcome back out of that timeout. The Eagles are actually able to get a point back there, so it's 7-1. Edison trails it by 6 now, just a touchdown, no extra point. But McAlester done a very good job here in set number 3. Going back for service now is Aaron Washington for Edison. For service, it's a good one. Actually, it's a little bit low, so McAlester gets another point. It's 8-1. Moscato back for service now. She'll send it over backside, but knocked out of bounds, and there's no Lady Eagle there. That's another McAlester point, 9-1. They've scored 2 straight after Edison got one back, and set number 3 has been all Lady Buffaloes. Set number 3, Buffaloes here, also led the entire time for set number 1. Now, we're still only about halfway through, so just wait and see, and reaching over the net that time is Anna Caldwell. She's had a couple of really good spikes today, and the game-winning one as well in set number 2. But McAlester up big, 10-1 now, a touchdown and a field goal. Washington, the tip over. Harvey lays out for it, and now the Eagles are not able to get it back. Maddie Harvey with the assist to the point there, laying out to send it over. The Eagles had a couple of opportunities to get it back and were not able to. McAlester up 11-1 now in set number 3. Moscato with the service. Jaylee Bird now over to Washington. The spike over, saved by Harvey. Rising up, Glover hits it right into the net, and it's 11-2. Lady Buffaloes on top by 9. Checking in now, actually I'll say checking out first, is a number I don't have for Edison. And then checking in is Ava Montgomery. So it's 11-2. Edison has it. Washington now over to the far side, returned over to Harvey. Harvey to Bass. Over to Peacoat. It's tipped, and it falls down for a McAlester point. Back up by 10. It's 12-2. Lady Buffaloes tying what is their largest lead so far here in any of the sets, which is 10. And I also will say checking in for the Eagles is Jocelyn Huggins. So now over to Elena Christie. A good service out the backside. Not able to return at that time is Ava Montgomery, and McAlester just keeps tagging on to that lead. It's 13-2. Much different looking so far than set number 2 did when McAlester fell behind and never were really able to get back into it completely. I know they tied it up a couple times, but Edison led nearly that whole time in set number 2. Elena Christie lays out for it, or I beg your pardon, that is Ellie Bass. Over to Kylie Glover, who sends it with 2 hands. Over to Bird. Washington at the net. The tip over is saved from Caldwell. It's now over to McAlester. Glover will send it back to Bird. Far side, the kill opportunity, way too strong. McAlester now up 14-2. McAlester 2 touchdowns to a safety here for Tulsa Edison, for anybody who likes football scoring. So the largest lead of the night for either team in any set so far. Elena Christie on the serve. It nicks the net, but it is returned by the Eagles. Moscato backside hit a ball that might have been going out of bounds, but it's over to Glover now, and she returns it. Didn't end up hurting them. Washington at the net. The setup to Caldwell. It's sent over, laying out as Christie. It clears the net, and then Caldwell sends it down to an open spot. And Tulsa Edison finally now, they've got 3 points. 2 touchdowns to a field goal. McAlester on top here in set number 3. The next team to win the next 2, or to win 2 more sets, will come away victorious, as these games are always best of 5. Service from Caldwell does not clear the net. And McAlester up 15-3 here in set 3. Checking in is Jalen Jewell. So she will sit down. Peacoat that time. Back for service now is Jewell. Backside over to Montgomery. And far side, a spike, and that's good for a kill for Reagan Stoops. Got a Stoops in the building. And it's 15-4. Service now will go back to Cooper Dieterle for Tulsa Edison as they trail it by 11. They've scored a couple points now, trying to get back into it. Over to Maddie Harvey. The setup to Bass over to Glover, who once again knocks it into the net, and she looks frustrated with herself. I said this last time, she's got probably some of the best strength on the team in terms of just sending those kills over, or those kill opportunities over. Just sometimes can't get out of her own way hitting the net. And speaking of not getting out of your own way, Tulsa Edison, another unforced error. That time it comes from Jasmine Sepulveda. And that's going to be a point for McAlester. It's 16-5 here in set 3. Lady Buffalo's 9 points away from going up 2-1. Glover with the service. She'll rise up and send it with some force back over to Bird. The send over by Stoops. Over to Bass, who just has to send it over her head. Hannah Harrison with the soft tapper. Bass at the net, just sends it over quickly. The sneaky move for the point. We've seen her do that a couple of times. So 17-5. McAlester back up by 12 here. Glover rising up, and the serve hits the net. Not able to get away from it. An unforced error that time. Both teams have plenty of them here in what is now the 3rd set. Couple of subs coming in for Tulsa Edison. Coming in for service is Emily DeLuca. She's back for the serve on the left side of your screen, just out of looking view. A soft send over to Moscato, who hits it right back over at the net. And the setup, I don't know if Cooper Dieterle meant to do that or if it just hit off her hand awkwardly, but McAlester got a point back there. Never cleared the net, just went off her hand and fell on the Tulsa Edison side. So over to Maddie Harvey. As McAllister's up by 12, 18-6. Here's the serve. Laying out his Bird. Over to the middle, and that spike is too long from Jasmine Sepulveda, and McAlester gets another point back. It's 19-6. Back over to McAlester now. Maddie Harvey with the serve. It's a soft one and doesn't quite have the mustard to clear it. And that gives a point back to Edison, but McAlester still in a very good spot, up 19-7. Service from Bird over to Glover, who returns it on one hit. Back over to the Eagles. Soft serve over to Bass, who sends it to the far side, but saved. Bird lays out for it. Man, what an effort from her this evening at the libero spot. Lady Buffaloes have it. Harvey over to Bass at the net. The setup, Christie rises up and hits it on the way down, so it goes into the net. 19-8. Lady Buffaloes on top by 11. Service once again from Jaylee Bird. Doesn't quite clear the net, so back-to-back nets. One for each side. So McAlester, their lead moves back to 12 as it's 20-8. And Ellie Bass will go back for service. Hoping to be the last server for McAlester in set number 3. Here's her serve, a good one. Stug out. Far side return to the middle to Glover. Front side of the net to Bass. The setup to Moscato, and she's going to get McAlester a point. Edison on the return. It was knocked off and into the stands after touching an eagle, which means it's McAllister's point. So up by 13. Nearly to what is their largest lead so far. And this actually might be. Good serve from Bass. At the net, it's tapped over to Glover on the McAllister side. Over to Bass. Moscato, the soft tapper, bounces. And the Eagles are going to go for a kill. Glover saves it at the net. A fist tapper that time by Christie. Back over. Nice job by Caldwell, but then Glover on the return. Back to Moscato. She'll tip it over. Nice return once again by Ryan Woolley. Laying out is Harvey, and it's into the net. And, man, an awkward bounce back. Harvey was the last line of defense to knock that over while she was still down on her knees after she laid out for that last ball. So not able to get into position to return it, and Edison gets a point. 21-19. McAlester still on top, though, by 12. Twelve-point lead for the Buffaloes. A good serve that time, and that's going to be a service ace for Erin Washington. And the Eagles as they crack double digits. But again, McAlester still in a good spot, up by 11. Lexi Pico getting ready to check in. Looks like she's coming to get Jalen Jewell. So service once again by Erin Washington. Man, a really good serve. Kylie Glover with the save. Over to Christie. Her kill opportunity is blocked at the net and in play. The Eagles, man, that's a reach over, looked like, but Edison got away with it. Over to Harvey with a two-hand send. At the net again, Washington. Over to Harvey. Moscato the rise up, the tip. And, man, the Eagles just won't go away. It's 21-11 now. 3 straight points for Tulsa Edison. Anna Caldwell doing a lot at that front middle spot. Another serve here from Erin Washington. Over to Moscato, and that's going to be out of play. And McAlester has surrendered 4 straight points, but that's why getting that huge lead makes a good difference here, as they're up by 9, and McAllister's going to take a timeout. We'll take it with them. Lady Buffaloes on top in set number 3, 21-12 over Tulsa Edison. We'll be right back.
Hey guys, it's Sam from Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula. With 2 locations to choose from, we have close to 200 vehicles on the ground and coming in. And with vehicles starting at $29.95, we have something for everyone. And if you need parts or service, we are loading up at both locations to serve you better. Plus, with our mobile service van and our pickup and delivery, we can help you with sales and service no matter where you are. So come see us at Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula and let us make it happen for you.
Welcome back now. McAlester up 21-12 in set number 3 as it's 1-1 here. Tulsa Edison with the serve. Aaron Washington with it out of bounds. McAlester finally gets a point back. Edison had scored 4 in a row. And McAlester now up by 10. They were up by as much as 14. Jalen Moscato on the service. Edison has it at the net. Caldwell, it's blocked by Christie. Man, what a block that time. Christie with the denial. McAlester goes back up by 11. Man, what a play by Alana Christie at the net. Jalen Moscato with the service. Washington, she sends it right into the net. She was trying to be sneaky like Ellie Bass and send it over, but not enough height on it that time as it goes right into the middle of the netting. And now McAlester just 1 point away as we have set point here. Moscato with the service. Edison has it. Washington the setup. Near side to Woolley. Over to Harvey. Harvey to Bass. The setup over to Glover. Nice return by Bird. Far side to Woolley. And that's going to be out of the back. McAlester wins. No, they're going to say a Lady Buffalo touched it. Man, that was awfully close. So instead of it being 25-12, it's 24-13. It looked an awful lot, though, like an untouched ball that creeped into the backside. Should be 24-13, I believe. Either way, McAlester with the game point here. And Edison now gets a point, and now they're going to say it's 24-13. I'm going to go with the official scoring down at the press box, or the booth, whatever it is, the scores table. There we go. I've got football on the brain. So 24-13. McAlester up by 11 here in set 3. Moscato over to Bass at the net. Over to Pico. She'll send it over. Reminder, this is set point if McAlester can win here. And Caldwell not able to get it over the net. And finally, McAlester does win. And they do give Edison that point back that I thought they had. So 25-14 is the final score of set number 3. As McAlester now goes up 2-1. I believe so, at least. Yeah, I believe McAlester just won that set. They did. The scoring is wrong on the board over here. McAlester has 25. So we're going to go ahead and take a break. We will be right back. McAlester looking to close out the evening by winning set number 4 over Tulsa Edison.
McAlester Clothing Consignment accepts consignments on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. All items must be gently used and in good shape. Please label all bags, boxes, or totes with the consignor's name. The limit on bags is 2 13-gallon bags per consignor per week. The consignment split is 50-50. Hey, bargain shoppers, we have all types of clothing, toys, hand tools, jewelry, sports equipment, and more. McAlester Clothing Consignment, 1212 South Main in McAlester behind the Dollar General. Open Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., Sundays, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
McAlester Softball folks could buy quality previously owned furniture, and now it's grown as a place where families who need to liquidate estates or simply have something they need to sell, Consignment Exchange is that place. At 9 years old, I came up with the tag of McAllister's favorite furniture store is Consignment, Highway 69 South, and it still is.
Hey guys, it's Sam from Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula. With 2 locations to choose from, we have close to 200 vehicles on the ground and coming in. And with vehicles starting at $29.95, we have something for everyone. And if you need parts or service, we are loading up at both locations to serve you better. Plus, with our mobile service van and our pickup and delivery, we can help you with sales and service no matter where you are. So come see us at Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula and let us make it happen for you.
McAlester Clothing Consignment accepts consignments on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. All items must be gently used and in good shape. Please label all bags, boxes, or totes with the consignor's name. The limit on bags is 2 13-gallon bags per consignor per week. The consignment split is 50-50. Hey bargain shoppers, we have all types of clothing, toys, hand tools, jewelry, sports equipment, and more. McAlester Clothing Consignment, 1212 South Main in McAlester behind the Dollar General. Open Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., Sundays, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Now, the start of set number 4. McAlester Lady Buffaloes up 2-1 here, and if they can win this set, they will close out a win, their 15th on the season. It's on the the Edison side. I saw the green and had Muskogee on the brain, but first point goes to the Eagles, and so far, things can change, but in each set, the team that has scored first has ended up winning that set. 1-0 Edison. Kylie Glover digs it out over to Bass at the net, over to Christie. Her shot is blocked, and the Eagles are not able to return it. McAlester gets a point back. It's 1-1. Other than set number 2, you look at set 1 and set 3, McAlester dominated both of those sets, winning them both by 10. It's just a matter of whether or not they can hold that up, because they fell behind big in set 2 and never really dug themselves out of that hole. They were able to tie it up, though. McAlester once again on the service. Glover over to Ellie Bass, the setup to Moscato. At the net, it's blocked, and Tulsa Edison gets a point back. It's 2-1. We've got a substitute coming in now on the Tulsa Edison side. Back in is Ava Montgomery. For McAlester, Ellie Bass in with Maddie Harvey, Kylie Glover, Jalen Moscato, Elena Christie, and Lexi Pico. Service from the Eagles. Bass over to Glover, who will rise up and knock it in. That's a kill for McAlester and for Glover as she found that backside. Some open court. And it's 2-2 here at the MAC. Moscato with the serve. A low one that is just returned by Edison. And Christie kicks it, and it is sent back over by the Lady Buffaloes. Not something I've seen so far, but Edison ended up getting a spike for a kill there and got a point back, and not quite sure what that was, but either way, it's 3-2. McAlester trails it. Just looked like it was a misplay at the net. So 3-2 the score. Edison on top here early. Service from Anna Caldwell over to Harvey. Harvey over to Bass, the setup for Glover. She'll rise up, goes for that backside, and once again knocks it in. Kylie Glover, her second point here of set 3. Glover, when she can find that open spot and she can get it over the net, because at times she does hit it into the net. It's a height issue, not a strength issue, but when she clears it, not very many people can return that. And a nice save by Moscato at the net. Harrison meets it with, I believe that's Riley Bowman. It's now over to Christie, to Glover once again, trying to go for a backside kill, doesn't get it. Nice save by Bird for Tulsa Edison. Harrison going for the block at the net, and it's sent over, and a miscommunication by Aaron Washington. She'll shoot it over the net, back to Bass. The rise up, Glover. It's blocked, and it falls down for another point. Glover has scored 3 of the 4 for McAlester here in set number 4. Glover is on fire here in this set. It's 4-3. Service from Elena Christie incoming. Sends it too low. 4-4. Service goes back to Tulsa Edison now. Service goes back to Tulsa Edison now as it's all knotted up at 4. Aaron Washington on the service. And I believe that's out. Are they going to say it touched the Lady Buffalo? I don't think it did. No, they're going to say it did. So a service ace from Aaron Washington. And it's 5-4. Edison back on top. Washington back again on the left side for service. Into the net, and that ends up working out well for Edison. Came in with a lot of speed and then just stopped on a halt and fell to the open spot after hitting the net. So Tulsa Edison up on top 6-4, but McAlester right in it. It's been a little bit different than set 2 where Edison had a huge early lead. I say huge, it was 6. Service from Washington, another ace. She has 2 aces. It's 7-4. Washington, she's got a lot of strength on that serve, and it's proved tough for these Lady Buffaloes to return at times. We'll see if McAlester can dig themselves out of this. Just got to get a good return set up to get the volley going. And Glover sets it up now over to Bass. McAlester will have an opportunity to return it. Peacoat back over to Washington. Washington far side to Stoops, and I believe that hit the net. And it's 8-4. Service from Washington once again. It's out to the backside. And that's an ace. Or excuse me, it's out to the backside. It's a point for McAlester, and it's 5-8. Service goes back over to Lexi Peacoat now. Sit over by Bass. At the net, Washington not able to knock it over. And the Lady Buffaloes are crawling back into it a little bit. And it's 6. It's 6-9. McAlester down by 3. Service now goes back to Tulsa Edison, up by 3. They've consistently led here in set 4. McAlester just has not been able to sustain a couple of points together in a row. Service now from Edison, and Pico just with a misplay there on the service from Emily DeLuca. Wasn't anything crazy, I just think it was misplayed. And it's 6-10 now. Service once again from DeLuca. Over to Pico. Over to Bassett. She'll send it over for a point. McAlester gets it back. Now this is where you need to take control, if you can, and try to string some points together and either tie it back up or eventually take the lead. And Kylie Glover will go back to serve. And if she can clear the net, she's got a lot of strength on these serves, and she does. DeLuca sets it up to Washington. Back over to Moscato. Moscato with the kill opportunity. It's saved by Tulsa Edison. Far side into the net. McAlester gets a point back. There's 2 in a row. 10-8 now. Glover with a good serve. DeLuca tries to save it, and it's hit awkwardly into Bird's hands, and she can't get it up, and McAlester now has scored 3 straight. It's 10-9. Service from Glover, back to Bird. To Washington. The soft send over to Harvey. Harvey has it now to Bass to set up for Moscato. It's tipped, and it falls down for another McAlester point. We're all even at 10. They've scored 4 straight. And service stays with Kylie Glover here on the backside. Washington knocks it over. Bass has it near the net. Moscato, the rise, the 2-hand send. Back over to Washington. He set up the soft send to the open spot. Going out for it, though, is Bass. She'll grab it. Harrison sends it over behind her head. Back at the net once again. And it's knocked right into the net. It's been a lot of self-inflicted mistakes now from Muskogee. I've done that a couple times. From Tulsa Edison, I beg your pardon. The green has thrown me. But it's 11-10 now. McAlester has scored 5 straight points. It's a 5-0 run, and Glover sends it out of the back. Tulsa Edison has it all even back up at 11, but McAlester did what they needed to do, and that was to tie it up at the very least. And now you just need to make sure you don't get behind the 8 ball too much here. As it's 11-all. Bird with the service. Back left side corner. Far left side corner, I should say. A soft serve, not ice cream though. Over to Bass. Moscato, she'll tip it over, and it's knocked back out of bounds. McAlester with the point. And it's 12-11. McAlester up by 1. Harvey now goes back for service for McAlester, nursing a 1-point lead as they lead it 2-1. Washington far side now. The send, it's out of bounds. McAlester with the point. That's out of the backside. That did not hit inbounds. McAlester gets the point. It's 13-11. Some of the Edison side disagreeing with it, but from up here, it looked like it cleared that white line, did not stay inside of it. So Maddie Harvey with a high serve over to DeLuca. Washington at the net to Caldwell, and it's dug out, but not high enough by Lexi Peacoat. And I'll tell you, Caldwell has made a feast on the middle side so far tonight. Not just in this set, but in a couple of them now. It's 13-12. Tulsa Edison with the serve now. Cooper Dieterle with it. She'll send it to low one over to Peacoat, I beg your pardon, over to Moscato to Harvey, who knocks it over from about 3/4 of the way back. And Caldwell going for the kill once again, and that's what you can't have is a teed-up opportunity for her, because I don't know how many of her kills like that, those spikes have been returned. It's not a lot, just because, again, she's got so much strength coming off of it. 13-13. And Dieterle with the serve right into the net. McAlester back on top, 14-13. And service now back to Ellie Bass for the Lady Buffaloes. Looking to break a 3-game losing streak is McAlester tonight. Caldwell, the soft send over, and laying out for it is Bass over to Glover. It's saved out of the backside by Edison. Into the net, McAlester gets the point back, and it's 15-13. McAlester goes up by 2 here in set number 4. Service once again from Ellie Bass. Over here to the near side. It's saved by Bird, who looks like she's hurt a little bit for Tulsa Edison, but Maddie Harvey with the punch at the ball over to Moscato for the kill opportunity. It's saved by the libero for Tulsa Edison. Washington sends it out of the backside, and if Glover lets that go, I think it's out of bounds. But instead, now Tulsa Edison gets a point back, and it's 15-14. Service for Tulsa Edison is Ava Montgomery now. Over to Ellie Bass. Elena Christie at the net, sends it with force, but Edison, man, with a nice return, but they can't get it over. Bird did a nice job of just digging out that kill opportunity from Elena Christie, but then the second opportunity from there was not fielded correctly. So McAlester with a point, and it's 16-14, up by 2. Moscato with the service. Dug out by Bird, who's fallen down a couple of times now. Caldwell over to Moscato, a nice save by her. Over to Ellie Bass, far side. The setup over to Washington, right side. Over the back, and Moscato misplays it. And it's 16-15. McAlester still up by 1. So, of now, what is the fourth set? 2 have been similar, as well as the other 2 have to each other. Sets 1 and 3, McAlester dominated. And sets 2 and 4 now, it's been Tulsa Edison hanging around, and they even led nearly the entirety of set number 2. Erin Washington, the setup, it hits the net over to Ellie Bass. Harvey with the hit over her head, over to Glover to the backside. Saved by Montgomery. The setup over to Washington. It's blocked back over to Ellie Bass. Harvey once again, rinse and repeat. Same exact scene, and Glover knocks it right into the net. 16 all is the score here in set number 4. Service now from Caldwell. Harvey sends it over to the backside to Montgomery. It's tipped over. Harvey, the setup right side, over to Peacoat, who gets it over, and at the net, it's knocked down by Peacoat, and McAlester gets a point back. Nice heads-up play by Peacoat, knowing where she was at with the ball, saw the open spot to her left or the near side of us, and sent it that way. And now McAlester back on the high side, 17-16. And Elena Christie is going to try and extend this lead here. She goes back for her first serve. She gets it over, and too strong. They give it right back. And it's 17 all here. If this does end up going to another set, a 5th set, that one will be the first of 15, so not as long. Service from Edison, and that's out the backside. Nice heads-up play by Harvey. And McAlester goes up 18-17. And now Lexi Peacoat back to serve. She does just clear the netting. It's over to Harvey now. Bass has it. Glover with the two-hand send over to Stoops. Washington over to Dieterle, who sends it out to the backside, and McAlester now with a 2-point lead. It's 19-17. Trying to hold on here. Pico with service once again. Battle clear, far side. Return into the net. And McAlester now with 3 straight points. It's 20-17. Just 5 points away here. McAlester on a 3-0 run. Pico back to serve once again on the right side. Here comes service, too strong. An unforced error that time. Both sides have their own fair share of them tonight. But McAlester leads it by 2. You don't want to let Tulsa Edison go on a run, especially where you're at now in the set, as it's 20-18. Service over to Harvey. Over to Ellie Bass. Moscato will rise up. Dug out by Washington. Bird will send it over to Hannah Harrison. Bass over to Harrison, and Harrison, the back left side, sends it in for the kill. And now McAlester 4 points away from a Tuesday night victory over Edison. Kylie Glover back to serve. She'll send it over, it clears. And an awkward return might be a point here for McAlester, but man, a nice return there from Bird on the Edison side. Moscato rises up and probably saved. That one was going out of the back, it looked like. A tip over, and Edison gets a point back. The soft send over is that was a good decision. It looked like McAlester wasn't ready for that and misplayed it out of bounds, and now Edison down by 2. It's 21-19. It was all deadlocked at 17, and it went back and forth as both teams were just kind of sharing a point back and forth, but then McAlester, they've scored 4 of the last 6 points to go up by 2. Glover over to Bass, who knocks it over the net. Washington sets it up for a kill, and it's 21-20. Edison crawling their way back, not staying out of it. If McAlester can win this set, they'll win the match. And this has been a very good set back and forth so far. McAlester still on the high side, 21-20. Jaylee Bird with the serve. Over to Peacoat, to Bass, to Harvey, who sends it over. Back to Bird at the net. Caldwell rising up and spikes it down. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3 when they can get that going. That is hard to defend, and that's why Edison is going back to it so much. And it's 21-21. McAlester was up, I believe, just by 2. Service by Bird. Harvey digs it out. It hits the net, and Edison on the high side. They've scored 3 straight. And McAlster's going to take a timeout. We'll take it with them. Set number 4, Lady Buffaloes trail Edison 21-20. to 22. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
McAlester Clothing Consignment accepts consignments on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. All items must be gently used and in good shape. Please label all bags, boxes, or totes with the consignor's name. The limit on bags is 2 13-gallon bags per consignor per week. The consignment split is 50-50. Hey bargain shoppers, we have all types of clothing, toys, hand tools, jewelry, sports equipment, and more. McAlester Clothing Consignment, 1212 South Main in McAlester behind the Dollar General. Open Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., Sundays, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
McAlester Soft.
All right, and ladies and gentlemen, I also will say I believe we've fixed a technical issue where my voice sounded very weird. So if it does, might have been an echo. So I think it's fixed now. If not, then I'm sorry, we'll figure it out. But I believe it's fixed. So anyways, set number 4, McAlester down 21-22 out of that timeout. McAlester trying to even things up here in set 4 and laying out his Moscato. But, man, that took an awkward bounce off the net. That's just an unfortunate play. But McAlester down by 2 here. They were up 21-19, and Edison has scored 4 straight. Service from Edison here. Harvey over to Bass at the net. To Moscato. She'll rise up and knock it in for a point. McAlester not giving up that easy. It's 22-23. McAlester trying to hold on here. If they can somehow pull out some Buffalo magic, and it's not like it's insurmountable here, they'll win the match. Harvey with the serve. And that's out of bounds. And it is. Man, that was almost a crazy save by Edison, but now it's all deadlocked at 23. McAlester 2 points away from the win here. You have the advantage of the serve as well, as Maddie Harvey is back deep on the right side. Harvey with the service, and it clears over to Aaron Washington. Right side, off of the hands of Glover. That's a tough place to be, and that's a tough return to make. 24-23, Edison on top by 1. (23-24) now. Service incoming from Cooper Dieterle. Backside over to Glover. Bass over to Christie. Knocks it into the net, and we're going to set 5. We'll be back in a moment. All knotted up at 2 sets apiece here at the MAC as the Lady Buffaloes and the Edison Eagles have a good one here this Tuesday evening. We'll be right back. You're listening and watching McAlester Volleyball on the McAlester Radio YouTube page.
McAlester Softball and Volleyball is being sponsored by Consignment Exchange, and I've been doing commercials for them since I was 8 years old. Here's the connection. My great-grandfather and grandmother started the business over 50 years ago. Now my papa, Nana, and Aunt Cleora have continued. The idea was to give a place where folks could buy quality previously owned furniture, and now it's grown as a place where families who need to liquidate estates or simply have something they need to sell, Consignment Exchange is that place. At 9 years old, I came up with the tag of McAllister's favorite furniture store is Consignment, Highway 69 South, and it still is.
Hey guys, it's Sam from Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula. With 2 locations to choose from, we have close to 200 vehicles on the ground and coming in. And with vehicles starting at $29.95, we have something for everyone. And if you need parts or service, we are loading up at both locations to serve you better. Plus, with our mobile service van and our pickup and delivery, we can help you with sales and service no matter where you are. So come see us at Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula and let us make it happen for you.
McAlester Clothing Consignment accepts consignments on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. All items must be gently used and in good shape. Please label all bags, boxes, or totes with the consignor's name. The limit on bags is 2 13-gallon bags per consignor per week. The consignment split is 50-50. Hey bargain shoppers, we have all types of clothing, toys, hand tools, jewelry, sports equipment, and more. McAlester Clothing Consignment, 1212 South Main in McAlester behind the Dollar General. Open Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., Sundays, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Welcome back to the MAC. Set number 5. We are going the distance here on this Tuesday evening. It's just now 9 o'clock as we are getting set for the decider here, as it's all even 2 sets apiece. McAlester, they won set number 1, 25-13. Tulsa Edison then responded and won set number 2, 26-24. McAlester won set number 3, 25-15, and then lost set number 4, 25-23. And you know, it's interesting. On the sets that McAlester has won, they have completely dominated Edison. On the sets they've lost, it's been very close, and both of them were 2-point sets. So it's been very weird. But McAlester could use a dominating performance here. Set number 1 ends up in a McAlester point. On a serve that was out the backside, that time by Dieterle. Service from Ellie Bass. First service from McAlester, and it's an ace. McAlester starting up 2-0 here. Service once again from Bass. The setup now over to Caldwell, and I thought maybe that would have gone out of the back, but Glover saves it over to Harvey. Harvey to Bass, who sends it over. The setup for Washington, it's blocked at the net to Glover. Over to Bass, running out of bounds to get it. Elena Christie knocks it over. Man, nice effort from these Lady Buffaloes here. Caldwell going up for the kill, and it's blocked and saved. Harvey over to Bass to Moscato, who her attempt is blocked. Over to Pico. Pico to Christie, who sends it over and down. McAlester with the point. 3-0 here. Service from Ellie Bass once again from the right side. Over to Bird. To Dieterle. The setup far side to Washington. She sends it right to Maddie Harvey. It's over to Ellie Bass. To Jalen Moscato. Laying out his Bird. Over to Aaron Washington. The soft send to the open spot. Kylie Glover laid out for it, but she was too late. And it's 3-1. Subbing now back in for Tulsa Edison is number 3, Ava Montgomery. But McAlester, they're on top 3 to, thought it was 3 to, no it is, yeah, it's 3-1, even though this says 3-2. And it is 3-2 now. I guess I could have left that alone as Edison gets the point back. You just got to go to 15 here in set number 5, so it won't be as long. And less mistakes to give up as well. Elena Christie sends it over with one hand at the net. Christie tries to send it down, but it's blocked, and the Eagles have it back. And they're going to say Edison, I think they hit it too many times. They might have, yeah. Oh, no, I guess she palmed it is what it was. Yeah, I guess she palmed it, kind of caught it. You can't do that in volleyball. So 4-2. I also will say the last time McAlester played, that was when they took on Muskogee. McAlester gets another point there. That went all the way to 5 sets, and they fell in that 5th set, 15-9 to Muskogee. But right now, McAlester trying to erase that. It's 5-2. Moscato on the service. Caldwell sends it from the near sideline. Over to Harvey, the setup to Glover. Doesn't jump for it, but sends it to the backside over to Bird. The setup for Caldwell, and it's blocked at the net. And it's back over to Edison. Glover has it. Bass back over to Glover. She'll rise up. It's tipped and falls down to some open court. McAlester now 9 points away. It's 6-2. Moscato on the return now. Over to Washington. And it's hit right into the net. McAlester with another point once again. That was Caldwell. Just a miss hit. And Edison's going to take a timeout. McAlester nearly halfway to a match win as they lead at 7-2 in set number 5. We'll take a 30-second break. We'll be right back. You're watching McAlester Volleyball on the McAlester Radio YouTube page.
McAlester softball and volleyball is being sponsored by Consignment Exchange, and I've been doing commercials for them since I was 8 years old. Here's the connection. My great-grandfather and grandmother started the business over 50 years ago. Now my papa, Nana, and Aunt Cleora have continued. The idea was to give a place where folks could buy quality previously owned furniture, and now it's grown as a place where families who need to liquidate estates or simply have something they need to sell, Consignment Exchange is that place. At 9 years old, I came up with the tag of McAllister's favorite furniture store is Consignment, Highway 69 South, and it still is.
Welcome back from that short 30-second timeout. I beg your pardon, clear my throat there. Set number 5, McAlester has it out of that timeout. Jalen Moscato with the service. McAlester is up 7-2 as we're all even at 2 sets apiece. Maddie Harvey to Kylie Glover. She'll rise up and she'll get the kill. It was blocked at the net, but it bounced off to an open spot. Fell down, and McAlester gets the point. 8-2 now, over halfway there to where they need to get, as you only have to get to 15 in set 5. Service over to Edison. Washington at the net. The setup for Caldwell, who will rise up and send it out of bounds. Was it touched by a buff? It was not. 9-2 now. McAlester up by 7 in set 5. Service from Moscato once again. And it's misplayed. That's a service ace for Moscato. McAlester up by 8. Again, it's been very weird the way this has gone. McAlester has blown out Edison in a set, and then it's been close where they've lost. And then they blew him out again, and then it was close where they've lost. And now McAllister's up by 8. Make it 9 as they block it at the net. What a job defensively by these Lady Buffs here in set number 5. And Edison's going to take another timeout as they're just 4 points away from the loss. Reminder, they've won 8 of their last 9. We'll be right back. You're listening and watching McAlester Volleyball on the McAlester Radio YouTube page.
Hey guys, it's Sam from Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula. With 2 locations to choose from, we have close to 200 vehicles on the ground and coming in. And with vehicles starting at $29.95, we have something for everyone. And if you need parts or service, we are loading up at both locations to serve you better. Plus, with our mobile service van and our pickup and delivery, we can help you with sales and service no matter where you are. So come see us at Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula and let us make it happen for you.
Welcome back from that timeout here in set 5. McAlester up 11-2, trying to win the entire match. Washington with the soft send over. It was a good spot to find as there were no Lady Buffs around it. So Edison gets a point back after Aaron Washington gets a kill. And it's 11-3. But McAlester, you've only got to get to 15 here in set number 5, and they've already gotten to 11. Edison has taken multiple timeouts here in this final set. Caldwell with the serve. Glover digs it out. Bass to the right side over to Peacoat, and she'll send it over. Back to Edison. Far side, Stoops. Over to Christie. Back now over to Glover, who just sends it with one hand and finds the open spot. Nothing too crazy there. And it's 12-3. McAlester 3 points away from the match win. And according to OSSA, OSSAA, the website, this is the number 11th ranked team in 5A. This would be a big win for the Lady Buffaloes. Service, Washington sends it over to Christie, back to Glover. Glover the setup now to Bass, who sends it over with 2 hands. Kind of a palm shove. Far side, Stoops rises up, and she gets the kill. It's 12-4. McAlester up by 8 here. Just 3 points away, though. Can't allow Edison to go on a run. You can give up. If you're going to give up a run, 3-4 is all right, but you want to really just put your foot down while you have this lead here. Washington with the serve. Dug out by Glover. Harrison going over for it, and Bass sends it over. Man, what an effort by Glover and Harrison. At the net, saved by Ellie Bass. Over to Harvey. Harvey to Glover. She'll send it backside. Bird lays out for it. Over to Stoops. She'll go for the kill, and it's blocked, but it stays in. And it's 12-5. McAlester up by 7. As you can see on the scoreboard here. Service goes back to Aaron Washington now for Edison. And she sends it out. McAlester now 2 points away. 13-5. And service goes back to Kylie Glover. Or excuse me, it's Lexi Pico. Service now from Pico. Towards the middle. Over to Washington, the setup. Stoops rises up and hits it right to Moscato. Over to Bass. Glover rises up and knocks it into the net, and it falls down on the Edison side. McAlester with a point, and now it's match point. 14-5, and McAlester can win it here. Service from Pico. It's long, but stays in. Far side. Dieterle into the net, and McAlester wins. 15-5 to make it 3-2. The Lady Buffaloes grab their 15th win of the season. They break a 3-game losing skid as well and win one of their final 2 home games. Wow, what a night that was. That went back and forth, but McAlester on the sets that they won, they absolutely dominated. They won set number 1, 25-13, lost set 2, 24-26. They then won set number 3, 25-15. Lost set 4, 23-25, and then the culminating 5th set, the one to decide it all, McAlester ends up winning 15-5. It's 2 straight games in a row now. McAlester has gone all the way to set number 5, but this time coming out victorious. The Buffaloes now move to 15-17 on the season, and they've got 2 more away games before they come back to finish things off against Glenpool here at home. For us on the broadcast side of things, other than football, just want to go ahead and give you an update for when we will be back on the air. Football, obviously, on KNED Friday, a 7 o'clock kick as we will travel to Coweta with the Buffaloes on Friday. But for us, for softball or volleyball, we'll be back next Monday as the Lady Buffaloes, who actually won today, their second game of the season, they will be taking on Shakota next Monday. And that will be a stream only, and then they will be playing Ada on Tuesday, back-to-back games next week, and that game on Tuesday will be on KNED. Thank you guys for listening this Tuesday evening as the Lady Buffaloes win 3-2. I also want to thank our sponsors, as this is not possible without them. Freedom Ford, Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford, McAlester Clothing Consignment, and Consignment Exchange. Thank you guys for tuning in on this Tuesday evening. Sorry about the technical difficulties, but we got it all figured out, and McAlester wins. Have a good rest of your Tuesday evening, and we'll see you later on this week.
McAlester Softball and Volleyball is being sponsored by Consignment Exchange, and I've been doing commercials for them since I was 8 years old. Here's the connection. My great-grandfather and grandmother started the business over 50 years ago. Now my papa, Nana, and Aunt Cleora have continued. The idea was to give a place where folks could buy quality previously owned furniture, and now it's grown as a place where families who need to liquidate estates or simply have something they need to sell, Consignment Exchange is that place. At 9 years old, I came up with the tag of McAllister's favorite furniture store is Consignment, Highway 69 South, and it still is.
McAlester Clothing Consignment accepts consignments on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. All items must be gently used and in good shape. Please label all bags, boxes, or totes with the consignor's name. The limit on bags is 2 13-gallon bags per consignor per week. The consignment split is 50-50. Hey bargain shoppers, we have all types of clothing, toys, hand tools, jewelry, sports equipment, and more. McAlester Clothing Consignment, 1212 South Main in McAlester behind the Dollar General. Open Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., Sundays, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Hey guys, it's Sam from Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula. With 2 locations to choose from, we have close to 200 vehicles on the ground and coming in. And with vehicles starting at $29.95, we have something for everyone. And if you need parts or service, we are loading up at both locations to serve you better. Plus, with our mobile service van and our pickup and delivery, we can help you with sales and service no matter where you are. So come see us at Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula and let us make it happen for you.